with my two co-hosts.
The
The hell? The bizarre one, Dave.
No, thanks.
I don't know what's playing right now.
I don't think he gives the story.
Oh, I see now. I see what's playing. Yeah, my fault there. Technical difficulties. All right, with my two co-hosts, the bizarre one, Dave and Justin. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing good.
Not bad.
All the hearts, guys. Thank you for all the hearts. The more hearts, the more people that will come in here and chit chat with you guys. All right. As always, we talk SmackDown, Raw, and whatever wrestling related news, as always, going down throughout the week. Tonight we're gonna touch on a little bit different format tonight. Instead of just giving us the three things that we did not like and disliked and whatever, so on. I'm going to ask these guys certain questions on what happened on Raw and SmackDown and some other questions. Just stuff that I'm kind of curious on what they think and, stuff that I read online and stuff like that and their thoughts. So on Raw, we had Jericho, Kevin Owens, and Roman Reigns face off in a triple threat match. Well, in a handicap match for the U.S. title where it was Kevin Owens and Jericho taking on Roman Reigns for the U.S. title. Jericho ends up pinning, I believe, Roman Reigns, correct? To win the title. So now he is now the United States champion, and Roman Reigns is no longer the United States champion. So now everybody is, of course, speculating, and pretty much, this opens the door for everybody to think that Roman Reigns will win the World Championship at the Royal Rumble. What do you think? Does this open the door for Roman Reigns? Is it too okay, let me say. Does this make the main event obvious that Roman Reigns is going to win at the Royal Rumble? I'll ask you first, Dave.
I mean, it seems that way. The Rumble seems to be predictable. I mean, it has the last few years, it seems like, with Reigns anyway. I mean, people were wondering if he was going to keep the title last year in the Rumble, and they were just scared. But it just seems like Reigns is gonna. He just lost the title. He finally dropped the title to somebody that he disrespectful that title so bad. But yeah, I think. Long story short, I think Reigns is going to win the title, unfortunately. I really hope, I know there's going to be another conversation you're going to put in there, but I really hope that this doesn't lead to a John Cena and Roman Reigns walking out as champions, both of them. I mean, that would just really, I think, piss a lot of wrestling fans off if that happened.
Okay. What about you, Justin?
I mean, I'm kind of, I guess, on the fence about it. You can kind of say that Roman Reigns will probably win, but as we just saw last night, many people thought Roman Reigns was going to run through both Owens and Jericho and beat him last night. So they kind of threw a curveball in having Jericho win, and I'm glad out of anybody it was Chris Jericho. So
thanks, man.
But yeah, we got thrown a curveball by having Jericho win, so I thought that was pretty good.
So do you think Reigns? Do you think Reigns wins? I know it's kind of hard to predict. You can always change the prediction.
I mean, I think he will. I think he will. But I mean, I don't think it's going to be like he's not going to like beat the crap out of him, be super Roman, if you want to say that.
All right. Here's one more question before I jump into the next one. If Roman Reigns, say he loses to Kevin Owens, right? Depending on when the match is placed, I'm gonna assume the Royal Rumble itself is going to main event the pay-per-view. Do you think Roman Reigns loses to Kevin Owens? Do you think Roman Reigns will win the Royal Rumble?
I'm gonna say no, just simply because I just don't see them having him win the Royal Rumble again, just to get booed out of the building again. And being in the Alamo Dome, we know it's gonna be 10 times as loud as any arena. So I just don't see him winning just to get booed.
What about you, Dave?
I would hope not. I mean, I really would. I really hope that they wouldn't give him the title. I really would hope they would not do that. I'd give him the Rumble again, to have him basically be the last guy in the Rumble 3 straight years in a row, and to be main eventing WrestleMania. I mean, main event WrestleMania for, the 3rd straight year.
Correct.
It'd be terrible.
Okay. To move on a little bit quicker, Club Cesaro and Sheamus seem to be in a little rivalry right now. I'm not sure if they're going to be able or are going to finally face each other. Probably, hopefully, at the pay-per-view, since it is a 4-hour pay-per-view. Do you think the Club will win the tag team titles in the next 3 months? Dave.
Not on Raw. I just don't. I don't think they don't know how to use them. They're not using them correctly. They're being terrible with the club for the last year since they've been on Raw, which is not technically a year yet. It was like a week, I think, the night after WrestleMania, but close to a year, and I don't see them winning them on Raw. I really don't.
Okay. Do you think this is their best shot to win the titles facing this type of tag team? Meaning, as in, they're not really a tag team. Texas Kid actually did get his 5 minutes. He actually hosted a pay-per-view with Dave. Do you think this is their best shot to win if they did?
I would say yes.
Yes, Justin. What about you, Dave?
Honestly, I think their best shot was against New Day during that little run they had not that long ago. Because I think they're too fixated, or not really fixated, but too in the moment of pushing Sheamus and Cesaro as this new great tag team because they hate each other outside the ring, but they're perfect inside the ring together. I think these guys will be champs for at least a while. I don't see them losing them anytime soon.
What about you,
Sorry.
Justin? Do you think the Club wins in the next 2 months?
If they do, I think it'll be in some sort of upset at WrestleMania. I mean, I could totally be wrong, but if they're going to win, it's not going to be like Dave said on Raw or any other pay-per-view. It'll be probably a WrestleMania or the night after. But I don't see them beating Cesaro and Sheamus right now.
Right. I think the night after.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, next question on Raw. We had HBK return also with The Undertaker. Just a quick, I just want to see what you guys thought of the HBK segment. I thought the HBK segment was kind of stale. What did you think, Justin?
I liked it. I thought it was funny as hell, honestly. I mean, it was kind of dumb, yes it was, but there was some stuff I was laughing at it. That's basically all it was to be funny and stupid.
I will admit, some of the stuff I chuckled at, but it just kind of I don't know, it just didn't seem. I mean, Rusev is great. I mean, nobody can deny it. You can't.
Yeah.
To touch on Rusev a little bit, Rusev is highly underrated, definitely in the ring and on the microphone. It's this guy probably will never win the world title. He's another guy that needs to be on SmackDown. Definitely,
yes.
Definitely underused. Raw. He should not be facing Enzo and Cass in some kind of a tag team feud right now. What about you, Dave? What did you think of the HBK segment?
I mean, I thought some of the stuff he did was funny. I generally like how he just basically ignored the whole one more match thing. He just walked around it. He didn't really say anything about it. He just kind of brushed it off and then moved on to his movie, promoting his movie and all that. This would have been a lot better. I know they can't use him because of the whole thing with Rollins, but this would have been awesome if it would have been like Triple H and Shawn Michaels out there together because they are so great together. And Shawn Michaels still has that comedic gold, and I enjoyed some of it, but I do think Rusev actually shined the most out of all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff he was saying, put my wife in your movie, CGI her. It was just
and he stuck with
hilarious.
Jinder Mahal. That's kind of crappy for him, too.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad in a way because Jinder, I mean, he came back, to do nothing? I mean, at least he's doing something now.
At least he's in a program. And I mean, it's Raw finally get into some side storylines, but it seems like the difference between SmackDown and Raw side storylines, nobody gives a shit about them. Let's move on to The Undertaker finally returns to Raw. Kind of announced that he is not taking authority or whatever from anybody. So I don't know if that means that he is not on SmackDown and he's not on Raw, that he could just go on to whatever show he wants. I'm not really sure what that means. But what did you think of the Undertaker segment, Justin?
I mean, it was okay. I mean, he's just gonna talk and say what he's gonna say. The only thing I had a problem with it the whole week, they were saying he will be at Raw. He's gonna be on Raw. He'll be there. Blah blah blah. And then now Raw comes on and says, "Oh, will he be here? Question mark. Is he gonna show up?" That was just kind of stupid to me.
That was kind of silly. I guess that was to keep people to not change it to the football game. But that was kind of silly.
Exactly.
And then with Stephanie trolling the crowd, that was the best part.
Yeah, that was great too.
That was good. That was good. Yes. All right. What about you, Dave?
Oh yeah, I mean, I almost wish this Undertaker would go away and come back as like the American Badass again, because at least he would sit there and talk, like the Stone Cold type promos, sit there and like just talk to the crowd and talk. They just try to keep him always doing the character promos, which kind of are disappointing because the character promos are just like pointless to even have the Undertaker on the show. I mean, what was the point? I'm going to be in the Rumble.
Yeah.
I go. I mean, I guess that was their only explanation to say why. Well, he was just on SmackDown. Why is he on Raw now? Why would he announce his Rumble entrance on Raw? And it was basically, they didn't really mention the whole anniversary thing, which I think is tomorrow, the 11th, I believe, is when the Raw anniversary or whatever. I was surprised they really didn't mention nothing about that. I guess because it wasn't on the actual date. But, I mean, to me,
I think people rather see. I don't think too many people want the American Badass back, though. I think everybody wants the Undertaker. I think that's.
See, I like that better than this Undertaker because he was more of a real guy. He was more like real than he was this.
I understand what you mean, but I think that's what everybody grew up and loved forever.
I mean, I get what you're saying on that. I understand people when he was the American Badass, people wanted the other Undertaker back. Now when he's the other Undertaker, people kind of want the other Undertaker back. I think it's just because he's more being himself, and that's what really we're getting a lot of today with wrestlers, more being themselves in promos and less being characters.
Right.
And that's why I think I would like a little more of that. Or him to just sit there and cut a regular, normal, like, talk and not just come with some promo that basically made no sense at all to really come on Raw and say that. But, yeah, that is what it is. I thought the promo actually was kind of boring in a way. Not too boring, but it was just like, it was really meaningless. I think Michael's one is actually better.
I like the Undertaker's current gimmick about him being towards the end. Okay, yeah. All right. Next question is: Brock Lesnar is going to be on Raw next week. Are you excited to see Brock Lesnar on Raw, or do you think it's just going to be the same old Justin?
It's going to be the same thing. Paul Heyman's going to talk, say he wants to say about Brock. Someone's probably going to interrupt him. Brock's going to beat the crap out of him. Suplex, move on. That's all he's probably going to do.
So this is annoying.
I'm not excited to see Brock Lesnar next week.
Not either, because it's pointless. He's done this the last couple of years. It's the same thing. He comes back for the big pay-per-views. Same thing. Comes out, talks. They probably won't even mention the Goldberg thing at all. And it's just I mean, it's kind of Brock's. He can go away. I don't think anyone would care.
Not right now.
I mean, Brock. I mean, who's Brock gonna face? Goldberg again at WrestleMania? I mean, who is left for Brock to even face anymore?
Right. Goldberg, I guess.
Yeah, I know, that's it. And after Goldberg, is he going to still stay there and wrestle other people? I mean, it's like pointless.
I can kind of see Strowman, but not for a while, a long time.
Eventually, I think that's going to be a matchup.
I know people will disagree with this. I would not mind seeing Jason Jordan versus Brock Lesnar.
Oh, Jesus.
Hmm?
I mean, I see.
Jordan.
I understand what you mean. That they are, yeah, but Brock Lesnar would destroy that little man. No. I mean, but I understand what you mean by the type of wrestling that Jordan does. I understand what you mean by that.
Yeah, I think it would be good. But yeah, I understand.
Shoot, what was I gonna say? Ronda Rousey to WWE gets back on the winning track, beats Brock. Yeah, that's funny. All right. Another side storyline going on Raw is Titus O'Neil with the New Day. Justin, do you give a shit about Titus O'Neil and the New Day?
Nope.
Fair enough.
Not a damn thing I care to say about that.
Okay. What about you, Dave?
I concur.
Okay. All right. Next, we move on. We have the women's We had a tag team match between Sasha Banks, Bayley taking on Nia Jax, and Charlotte. Okay, two questions. Would you mind seeing Nia Jax as world champion someday? I'll hit you up on Twitter about your guys calling in. I got you, man. I just haven't seen you on the podcast, so I wasn't sure if you've been busy or not. So, Dave, would you mind seeing Nia Jax as the women's champion anytime soon?
Anytime soon, I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, it's possible it could happen, but I just don't see it happening anytime soon, honestly. I really don't.
Okay.
I mean, if anyone's going to win the title, I'll just say it'd probably be Bayley if anyone wins the next.
I definitely think she'll win it. What about you, Justin? I'm not saying will she, but would you mind? Would you care? Would you be upset?
I wouldn't be upset about it. I was just saying when you said anytime soon, I just don't see it happening anytime soon.
Right.
I wouldn't mind it. I would like to see her have it. I mean, if she can get a little bit more experience, she can be a big dominant heel and beat the crap out of all of them every week. So I'd say she'll probably win it, if not at the end of this year, the beginning of next year.
Yeah, but will the fans care? I mean, I don't talk that well. I mean, I don't really ever too many promos.
Fans don't care about Reigns, and he's going to win, so I guess that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
the reaction though. He's getting the reaction. She's not really getting that big of a reaction that I really noticed. Reigns.
That's true.
I mean, that's the little difference. Just like with Carmella's not getting that great reaction right now with even Ellsworth by her side, and Nikki and Natalya rivalry is just like boom. People love that rivalry for some reason.
Yeah.
Right. We're about to touch on SmackDown in just a second because I want to ask one more question before we jump on SmackDown. Again, this is Get the Tables podcast, episode 38. We're almost at the 40 mark. That's awesome, guys. Appreciate that. We want to appreciate the total of 35 viewers so far. After Ed jumping in, Texas Kid, thanks for coming in. Thank y'all, everybody, for the hearts. Appreciate that. We really, 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 really appreciate that. Who else is in here right now so I could say what's up? Yeah, I think I said everybody. But yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, Ed, I am sending out your package. All right, let's move. Oh, I'm sorry. One more question. When do you think Sasha Banks turns on Bayley, Justin?
Ooh, I don't know. That's a good question. I fully expect it, though. It's going to happen. I don't know when. I'd say I don't think it'll happen at Royal Rumble. Maybe the pay-per-view afterwards, I guess, or right before the pay-per-view afterwards.
See, I actually think that
WrestleMania?
Before, oh yeah, it'll be way before WrestleMania because I'm sure that's going to be the match at WrestleMania: is Sasha Banks and Bayley.
All right, what about you, Dave?
Thinking that the Rumble would be the perfect spot to do it. I mean, because Bayley if she does beat Charlotte and she has the title, Sasha comes out and then she screws her over. I mean, or not screws, but jumps her from behind or whatever. Kind of the whole classic best friend turns on friend thing.
Yeah, she's going to celebrate with her in the ring.
And then it would set up a whole thing with them for leading up to a build for WrestleMania.
Right. So yeah, we'll see. All right, then we'll move on from Raw. But one more question before we move on from Raw. Thumbs up, thumbs down for Raw, Dave.
Oh man, that's tough. I didn't think it was a terrible episode. This wasn't great either. I guess thumbs down. I mean, even though we didn't mention Jericho, did we mention Jericho winning the title or no?
Yeah, we started off with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say thumbs down, even though I thought that was a good part of the show. He actually won it finally, but yeah.
What about you guys in the chat?
Thumbs
up,
down.
thumbs down for Raw. What about you, Justin?
I'm gonna go neutral. It wasn't that. I mean, wasn't good, but it wasn't that bad as it has been. So I'm gonna go neutral.
All right, I got you.
Has been like Cena.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to SmackDown. I have some questions at the end of the review. Miz and Ambrose. Miz actually started off SmackDown. Ambrose started off Right down to that. What is it? Ambrose Asylum? Is that what the
Yes.
show was called?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not. Did he had Miz on there? They kind of got another confrontation. This is definitely leaving up to a rematch at the Royal Rumble between Miz and Ambrose for the title. Dave, is this the best feud going on in the WWE right now?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much steam behind Cena and Styles. Yeah, I mean, I can't really think of another feud, really. I mean, Raw doesn't have a better feud, right? There's no really feuds that are really hot on Raw. Unless Triple H and Rollins really picks up anytime soon. But yeah, I think it has to be because there's not really a feud really that's going good right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What about you, Justin?
I agree. Yeah, Miz and Ambrose is the best feud going on right now.
All right, one more question before we move on. Justin, who would you rather have as the IC champion, Miz or Ambrose?
Man, I don't know. At this point, I'm gonna say Miz because I just don't see them putting him in the title picture right now, and at least Ambrose was in the title picture, so at least this keeps the Miz in the, I guess, relevant, if you want to say that.
Okay, that makes sense. I got you. What about you, Dave?
I would say Ambrose because I don't know. I just like Ambrose as the champ right now. I think he works. He gives you that fan favorite a little bit champion. That kind of like that people's champion, the one the fans really all want to get behind and like. So I think it works, and I think Ambrose can already bring that. When him and Owens were feuding for that title last year, I believe it was. I mean, they really elevated that title to another level. I'm not saying Miz doesn't, but I just think Ambrose brings a different dynamic to the title and bring it for SmackDown especially.
I get it. And also, if as great point as Justin made, as he keeps Miz relevant, also in a way, if Ambrose has the championship, hopefully makes Miz maybe get an opportunity for a world title for him. So next we had Styles. Corbin versus Cena in the main event. Styles at commentary. First off, what did you think of the Corbin and Cena match itself, with Cena getting the victory? And one of my questions are, what do you think happens for Baron Corbin in the Royal Rumble? Do you think he's a Final 4, Final 8? Do you think he wins it? Justin?
Well, first of all, I thought the match was very good. They put on a good wrestling match. Of course, Cena ended up winning, but we figured that was going to happen. As far as the Royal Rumble, I say he is one of the last. I'll say last 6.
Okay. All right. Do you think he has a good, strong performance, like throwing out guys? If so, who do you think eliminates him?
Ooh, I'm gonna say Braun Strowman will eliminate him.
Okay. Dave, what about you?
I mean, the match was good, but after all the crap that's been going on the last couple weeks with Corbin, I mean, to have him just lose straight up clean to Cena like that, it almost kills any steam or fire he had going into this. I mean, it really did. The smart move would have been.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish.
Just saying that I would have much rather him throw Cena into AJ and then have AJ interfere in a DQ just to keep Corbin kind of still going a little bit.
Right.
I mean, the match was good. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't a bad match, no. But I mean, I don't think Corbin would be a Final 6 because look, I mean, Undertaker, Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, possibly Triple H. I mean, whoever else is Ambrose or even Miz could be in the top 5 or 6 left in this match. I mean, if Rollins was up there too, so I don't think Corbin's gonna be in those top.
Fuck was that?
I just don't. I think you could probably I don't know. It depends when Goldberg and Brock come out, I guess too. I would think they would be late entries. If Triple H is in it, I would assume he would be probably somewhere in the higher ups too. And I would just, So I just don't think Corbin would be one of the finals. And I think he could get eliminated by Goldberg or Brock probably, honestly.
So what, top 12, top 20?
I mean, maybe. It just depends on how he's put in. If he's put in really early, he might stay a while, but they get eliminated one of the top guys. But I think it just depends on how he's booked. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell what the numbers or what he's going to draw, what top. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it just depends. I
So
mean,
you
look at
just
AJ
don't
Styles.
have him in the final. So you don't have him in the final four, final six, final eight.
I mean, maybe the final 8, possibly. Maybe final 10. That's possible. It just depends, I think, where he comes out at.
Okay.
But yeah, that's possible.
So no higher than 10. Gotcha. I'll take that. All right. Next, we had the tag title match where the American Alpha defeated Baron Corbin. Defeated the Wyatt family, which was Orton and Bray Wyatt. We had a little controversy at the end between Luke Harper, Randy Orton, where he tried to hit him with the boot and actually hit Bray Wyatt. First off, Justin, do you want Randy Orton to leave the Wyatt family? And what did you think of the tag match itself?
First off, I do not want him to leave the Wyatt family because I think he's just going to get pushed off somewhere and not be forgotten about, but he won't be put in any future storylines. So I think he needs to stay with them for right now. And as far as the match, I was watching the Spurs game when the match was on, and I turned it right back when they were shoving each other. So I can't really say anything on the match.
Oh, and I just saw the Spurs loss. I'll be damned.
Yep.
How long are you guys planning on casting tonight? Probably for another 30 minutes. Plus, we do an NFL pick'em show after this, so not too much longer. What about you, Dave?
Oh yeah, I think Justin. I'm sorry, man. I think you missed a really good match because I thought this match was really good, and they really had a great story going, and I really enjoyed this match. I mean, it was really good. I actually think it's all good. I think Orton's going to leave the Wyatt family anyway. I think it's going to end up I think we're going to end up seeing possibly Harper and Orton have a match before we see him actually turn on the Wyatt family. Maybe he won't. I don't know. I would assume this leads to like Bray and Orton at WrestleMania. And I think there is something you could do with Orton easily, especially where they're elevating the IC title right now. You could put Orton in that title picture if they wanted to. Whoever the champion is after WrestleMania, you could do something like that. Orton and possibly Ambrose feuding for the IC title, that'd be interesting. Or even The Miz, or whoever the champion is, I guess. Or whatever they're going to do with Dolph Ziggler. You never know. I mean, how are they going with that?
So American Alpha retain the tag team titles, and let's see who they move on to face next. I'm sorry. Daniel Bryan also announced tonight on SmackDown Live that next week we will have a women's title match, and it will be in a steel cage between Becky Lynch and Alexa Bliss. Are you excited for this match, Justin?
I think
I'm sorry, one more question. As Ned also said in the chat, it should main event. Do you think it'll main event SmackDown?
knowing them, probably not, but yes, it should. And I am excited for it, but I still think La Luchadora is going to get involved somehow. She has to.
I think she gets involved as well. What about you, Dave?
I think it almost has to main event SmackDown just because it's a steel cage match. In general, steel cage matches main event the show. Unless they want to start off SmackDown with this, I mean, that wouldn't be a bad idea either. But I would rather them have it built it up. This could be actually the first time we actually see Mickie James. I would not be surprised if that happens. Say Becky Lynch wins the title, which I don't want her to particularly, but say she did, and then Mickie James shows up, and then boom. That'd be a perfect spot. Main eventing SmackDown and Mickie James shows up. That'd be interesting.
It could happen. All right, just a few more questions, and then we'll move on to our next show. This is the NFL Pick'em Show. So if you guys are interested in our NFL picks, just hang on to Periscope and check it out.
Feedback from the people on Periscope about how we're doing it tonight.
I'm sorry, what?
On this format. Do they like this format?
Oh yeah, I think this format it flows better. I think we all get to get our points in. We had Ziggler, Cruz, and Kalisto. Another main feud going on before we end tonight's SmackDown review. Ziggler gets in the match with Kalisto, loses against him, goes crazy after the match, and starts going crazy with a chair and hits him. Cruz comes and saves the day, but then Ziggler gets over on him and hits him with the chair a couple of times as well. I asked this on a poll question on Twitter as well, but I'm going to ask you two guys. I'm not sure if you answered it or not. I think Dave did.
Oh, okay.
If you could choose the two guys to have Ziggler feud with, who would you pick? Justin, you first. Cruz or Kalisto?
I would say Cruz, just get him on TV more. I mean, Kalisto can be on 205 Live if they want to see him.
Right. Okay, got you. What about you? I think, Dave, you said Apollo Cruz, right, as well?
He needs it. I mean, he really does. He can't really talk that well. He needs a push from Ziggler, like, really bad.
Yeah, and I think Ziggler is the perfect guy to help Apollo Cruz to get over.
This is a nice side feud at SmackDown. A nice little rivalry. It's completely different than what Raw is doing because it's just like something you wouldn't normally see. I mean, they got a 2-hour show to fill, and they're doing all this different stuff on that. I mean, I'm not sure. We probably won't talk about it, but even Nikki and Natalya has nothing to do with the women's title picture at Raw. That's all you get is the women. Granted, they're giving you Nia Jax and Sasha Banks too, but to me that doesn't really count. But to me, they're giving you a random Nikki Bella and Natalya feud.
Well, to be fair too, Paige is injured. Emma hasn't came out yet, so they're down 2 or 3 girls on the Raw roster also. So
Yeah,
that
I
means
think,
still.
What's her
but
name
they
is hurt
still,
too.
yeah, I understand that, but they've also, even for the last 4 or 5, ever since SummerSlam, it seems like, or whenever it's been just those two rivaling each other, they've only ever showed those two on Raw. That was the only two they would ever show. It was Becky and Sasha. Sasha and Charlotte. Those are the only two they would ever show on the show. That was it. They would only feature them. And ever since the draft, SmackDown's featured 2 or 3 different women's segments. Even tonight, we had, who was it? Carmella and the local jobber. I guess.
Right.
And that was another women's segment. I mean, it's another side story we're getting. Carmella and Ellsworth. You know, I mean.
I just think it's just SmackDown. A lot more people just care about the show in general. That's all. Because people like it.
They care about what they're putting out there, and Raw doesn't. I mean, it seems that there's a big difference. I don't think Vince is booking SmackDown because SmackDown is so much better.
Right.
We can.
Let's see. Before I was gonna say, I think touch on Corbin. I'm sure we'll touch more about this once we get closer to the Royal Rumble. I think Corbin is going to be a Final Four, and I'm curious what Corbin has to say tonight if he is on Talking Smack, why he did lose, because he's going to have some kind of an excuse of why he did lose. I'm sure he's going to blame it on AJ Styles. Quick rumors before we move on to a couple 3 more questions before we do our quick NFL Pick'em show. Kenny Omega is kind of in the rumor mix of possibly being on the way to WWE. I don't know if it's true or not, but there's rumors going around. His contract is up at the end of the month. He hasn't really said he's going to resign yet with New Japan yet, so it could happen maybe at the Royal Rumble. We see him as a surprise entrant, and maybe just that. So who knows? We'll see about that. Let's see. Any other rumors to touch on? O'Reilly from ROH is apparently going to sign with the WWE, and also expect Adam Cole in the next couple of years. In the next couple of months to also sign with the WWE. And the big also signing. Also, I'm sorry we forgot to mention this. Chris Hero, aka Cassius Ohno, has now joined back with the NXT roster. He is now back. His last official house show or independent show is Friday, the weekend before the Royal Rumble. So we probably will see him at the NXT event. I guarantee you he'll be at the NXT event somehow. So I'm interested to see the actual NXT show, so that should be good. So yeah, anything you guys want to touch on the rumors or Royal Rumble itself, Justin, before we move on?
No, not really. The only thing I want to say, and I'm getting really tired of it, is the Emelina crap on Raw. By the time she comes out, people are gonna be pissed off at it, and they're gonna boo the. I hope they boo the shit out of her.
They're gonna boo her, yeah,
because it's getting stupid, it's getting ridiculous, and I don't even give a damn about it anymore.
I see the next couple. Yeah.
Seriously, it's like, is it just WWE's excuse to show her in a bikini?
I mean, Jesus
I
Christ.
mean, why not just make it Eva Marie already? I mean, seriously, because that's basically what they're making her out
I
to
mean,
be.
it sucks that she got hurt 'cause she's so damn good, and it's evil Emma. She was good, and she got hurt, and it sucks for her 'cause they're gonna stick her with this crappy gimmick.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much wraps up tonight's show. I hope you guys enjoyed the new format. I think we're gonna stick with this. Next week, we have the cage match. Next week, we have Brock Lesnar returning. So we have a lot of things to talk about. And also, Justin and I will not be able to do the Royal Rumble review show. So it will be Texas Kid and Dave once again doing the review show. So just like it was for what was it? Not the last paper. Was it the last paper? Yeah, the last paper review.
Roadblock. It was Roadblock.
Roadblock. Sorry. Dave and Texas Kid will be reviewing Royal Rumble. So I hope you guys can tune in for there. Hope the review count is just as high as all the other reviews that we do. These two guys will bring it, of course. Let's see, anything else? Oh, NXT. Justin and I are also going to NXT. So Dave and Texas Kid will be doing NXT again. So it's going to be a Dave and Texas Kid weekend. So I hope you guys enjoy. Texas Kid, we appreciate you filling in for us. If you are by any chance busy that weekend, yeah, I'm sorry, no. If Texas Kid is,
I mean,
yeah,
it's gonna be both, and he's gonna, yeah.
If Texas Kid is busy by any chance or he can't make the show, it will be Dave on a solo mission. So we appreciate everybody joining us tonight on the Get the Tables podcast, episode 38. Total of 42 viewers tonight. We really appreciate it. Ed, thank you for the hearts tonight. Hope you enjoy your package when it finally comes in. Yeah, we'll be live next Tuesday. Any breaking news or anything, tune into our Twitter account. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. You guys have a great one. Oh, gosh.
I didn't know about Adam Cole or what's his face coming in either. I didn't know